Hello, my name's Larry Burkholder, Training Manager, Digger Specialties, manufacturer of the Westbury aluminum railing systems. Here we're looking at the contents of a Riviera 2 Model C32 aluminum railing system. The entire Riviera series is going to be packaged like this. This is a 3-rail system, and a couple things that are unique. Obviously, the 3 rails are banded together. The top and the bottom rail have the same PVC insert, but the mid rail has an H insert. And again, the top rail is going to be 1 inch longer than the mid rail and the bottom rail by 1 inch on both ends. And you will be cutting the top rail 1 inch longer on both ends if you're using the crossover. If you're using the through post, you will cut the top, mid, and bottom rail to the same length. Here we reveal the contents of the lower level of the Westbury C32 box railing kit. So you'll notice there's 2 bundles of balusters and a bundle of short balusters, then a little spacer for protector, your 6-pack of hardware, your instruction sheet, and your bottom rail support, which is going to be included in 5, 6, 7, and 8-foot sections, or every length except for the 4-foot. We're ready to begin the installation of the Riviera 2 Model C32 aluminum railing system. All models have the capability of fully assembling the product and then dropping it into the cups, or we can do like we're going to do on this particular model. We're actually going to build this system with the bottom rail in place. So we have all the rails cut. The top rail and the mid rail have been cut to equal lengths. The top rail has been cut 1 inch longer because we're going to use a through post on one end and a crossover post on the other. Then of course we're going to attach the bottom rail to the bracketry with 2 side entry screws. We're now ready to install the balusters on the bottom rail. Note that I have the bottom rail support in place. This was a 8-foot section cut down to just over 6 foot, so we chose to use the bottom rail support. And we're ready to install the balusters. We want to, there's a PVC insert inside the bottom rail, and you want to seat that all the way to the bottom of the bottom rail. We have now seated the balusters inside the mid rail, and we're going to tap them into place and fully seat these in the bracket. And now we're ready to come along and do the side entry. And you would repeat that on the back side and repeat that on the other end. We're now ready to drop the short balusters in place, and on this particular model you can do this by hand. Again, this is model C32 with balusters at every second location. We have all the short balusters partially seated into the top rail. It would appear we have a bow, but on the top rail, we're going into the crossover hardware. We're partially into the bracket, so we're going to fully seat things. Another point that I want to bring out, what is really neat about this Westbury railing system, is that there's the top rail and the mid and bottom rail is a good heavy wall thickness. I can be relatively aggressive with my impact rubber mallet here. So it's very difficult to damage these top rails during the installation process. We'll now attach this top rail to the top bracket. This is a side entry. Repeat on the back side, and over on this side we're going to attach the crossover to the top rail. Repeat on the back side. One of the neat things about the Westbury leveling feature, let's pretend we have 5 sections installed in a straight line. And as you're looking down that run, you say post number 4 is leaning outward. And even with the railing installed, at the very last minute here, you can come along and loosen these lags a little bit and still work with the leveling feature. Then once all the railing's installed and you do your final inspection, you look down the line, your posts are looking good, you're ready to install the two-part flare to hide the entire leveling and the lag system. Allow me to point out a geometric situation which will come up on the Riviera C32, Riviera C33, and Riviera C34. If you look on the right-hand side of your screen, that you will notice that there is only one baluster spacing between the posts. And you come up to the left-hand side of the screen, you will notice there are two baluster spacings between the post and the first baluster. Geometrically, on certain dimensions in models C32, 33, and 34, there's no way to solve that. So the correct way to do an installation in this scenario, where every section on your deck is this length, going back to the right side of your screen, you would, on the opposite side of the post, you would use the short dimension. Coming back to the left side of the screen, on the opposite side of the post, you would use the long dimension, and you would just match your railing system up as you move down the deck system in that way. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great day.